Next, we'd like to talk about the screen, and we're initially about the screen distance. The guidelines suggest that the distance of the screen away from you needs to be about arm's length. This may vary slightly depending on your focus, and some of the software may allow you the capacity to increase the font size if you need to. Screen height will depend on whether or not you wear glasses. If you wear normal reading glasses to use your screen, or you don't wear glasses, ideally you're looking, particularly for a touch typist, you're looking for the screen to be at a height whereby, as you're sitting straight in a nice sitting position, you are level with the top of your print or thereabouts. If you're onto touch typing and you tend to peck at your keys, it may suit you to have it slightly lower so that when you're looking at the keys repeatedly, you've not got such a long distance to move to, so that may suit you to be a little bit lower. If you wear varifocal glasses, it will depend on where you look out of your lens to see the screen. So some people tend to look out the bottom of the lens. In this case, they need the screen to be quite low. If the screen's too high, and Leslie was looking out the bottom of her lens to see, then she would automatically poke her chin, which would lead to tension in the back of her neck and probably the top of her shoulders. In that case, the screen needs to be as low as possible to allow her to be able to look out the bottom of her lens to see the print and keep a nice neck position. You may find in this position that you actually need to have your screen sat on the desk and not actually on the hard drive. If you look at the centre of your glasses, varifocal glasses, to see the screen, then you want your screen much higher. The theory being that if you're looking from the centre of your glasses towards the centre of your screen, you'll be able to see a majority of your work without having to either look too far down through the centre of your glasses or look too far up to get that nice neutral neck posture. If you find that your screen doesn't adjust in height, then you could use something to sit it on. So you could sit it on the hard drive, or you can get monitor raisers of different heights to suit. Thinking about the keyboard, you want the keyboard fairly close to the front edge of the desk. A good guide is to have about hand's width distance between the front edge of the desk and the front of the keyboard to facilitate this 90-degree or decent 90-degree-ish or right angle bend at the elbow. Also in that position, you should find that your elbow is fairly close to the shoulder to kind of reduce any tension through the tops of the shoulders. If the keyboards are too far away, then you'll find that you're typing with fairly extended elbows. That draws the shoulders forwards and puts more tension through the tops of the shoulders. Most keyboards have a tilt facility that you can have on or off depending on your preference. The characters on the keyboard should be legible, so if the numbers or the letters are wearing off, then that needs addressing. You probably need a keyboard replacement. Wrist rests, some people like them, some people hate them. There's no real guideline with this. The idea of the wrist rest is for you to rest your wrist in between typing, ideally not to rest your wrist while you are typing. If you do that, what you'll tend to do is cause some compression through the carpal tunnel in the hand, which can cause your pins and needles into your hand. So ideally you want to type free floating and rest your wrists in between. With regards to the mouse, you want to have the mouse as close to your keyboard as you can. If you sit on a straight desk, close to the keyboard is usually ideal. If you find yourself sitting into the corner of your desk, you may even want to bring your mouse slightly closer. The idea being to facilitate that 90-degree bend at the elbow and reduce the pressure through the tops of your shoulders. There are various options of mouse. Some of you may have seen the grip mouse or vertical mouse. These are available. Don't suit everyone and not needed for everyone, but sometimes if you have issues with your elbows, you may find that working in a more functional position can alleviate some of the tension through the elbow or the arm. If you work regularly from documents and have them placed on the desk to your side, either right or left, then what you'll find is that you're working from repeated or sustained rotation of the neck, which will predispose you to neck or upper back pain. In this instance, you'd be better having yourself a document holder positioned either to left or right depending on your preference. Get the documents in a closer position to allow a better position of your neck. If you're a touch typist, you may well prefer the document holder to be to the side of you. Some of them will even clip to the side of the screen. The adjusted ones are quite nice because you can bring it closer or further away depending on the size of the print. If you aren't a touch typist, you may find it better to have your documents propped between keyboard and screen because you're looking down to the keyboard regularly anyway. There are various document holders on the market for this purpose. If you work regularly from a telephone, you'll need to have the telephone quite close to you. If you find yourself having to access information on the computer or input data while speaking on the phone and find yourself in this position on a regular basis, then this obviously will predispose you to all sorts of neck problems. In this instance, you really need to liaise with your manager with regards to getting a headset, particularly if you're in a shared office and a speakerphone facility isn't an option. Finally, to finish off, we'd like to suggest that you do get up and move away from your computer on a regular basis, at least once every hour. This might be to bring in different tasks that you have to do, or it might be to make your colleagues a well-earned cup of tea.